Yo, what is up, guys? Zach here from TrueForm, back at you another workout, and today our workout is actually a test of your aerobic capacity, and actually my aerobic capacity because I'll be doing the workout with you. And this test is called the MAF test, M-A-F, maximum aerobic function. Pretty simple test. All we're doing is running the whole time and either tracking your heart rate or effort given over the course of this run. Now we're going to start here in 30 seconds. All you need access to is space to run. That could be something to run on, like a TrueForm trainer or a runner, or whatever treadmill you have access to, or somewhere to run to. You can always plug in your earbuds, get outdoors, and take the audio version of this workout. Now, it's very beneficial to have access to a heart rate monitor, whether it's a smartwatch or chest strap. But if you don't have one, don't worry. I'll give you a scale 1 to 10, that perceived effort, what to run at today throughout the course of this test. We're going to start here in 2, 1 with a 5-minute build-up. So let's get into it, get into a warm-up. Let's take the next 5 minutes, keep it easy, and just get moving. So place one foot in front of the other. Start to add a hop to your step. Right now, if you're using a scale of 1 to 10, 1 being a walk, 10 is an all-out sprint, 2, 3, very simple, very easy. Now, if you have access to a heart rate monitor, something you can see in real time, spend the next 5 minutes building up to your MAF heart rate. That's somewhere around 70 to 80% of your max heart rate. And the easy equation to do is take the number 180, so 180 minus your age. There are some variables that can change it slightly, but we'll just use the number 180 minus your age. And that's the heart rate you want to build up to now and stay there for the next 35 minutes. Now, the way this test works, we're going to stay here for 5 minutes, build up. Clock's going to turn over right immediately into a 30-minute test, 30-minute run. No breaks today. We're running straight through. This is a test, so try to push it. But there are some limits to the test because we don't want to be broken. And we don't want to treat this like a do or die situation, right? This is just a test of where you are in this given moment. And actually, whatever results happen today, they are super important to see where you are right now. But they only matter, a month from now or a few months from now when we test again and we can see the improvement from one test, one workout to the next. If you're just always using your results from one singular test, it doesn't really give you any information, right? The improvement or even lack thereof, hopefully not, if you're following my programming, there should be improvement. But the improvement or, again, lack thereof is what's really important to see and gauge over the next month. So right now we're a few weeks into this current cycle and we're just seeing where we are. Bump it up another notch, 2, 3, 4, start to get up to that 5 out of 10 range. Heart rate monitor, folks, stay very sub 70% right now. Don't sprint your way into it. You don't want to go too fast too soon and then not be able to maintain and hold for the rest of the workout, the rest of the test. Breathe in here. Now, running for the full workout today, full test, can be challenging for some folks. It can be challenging in a couple levels. Maybe you're a beginner runner, beginner athlete, and it's going to be very tough to maintain that time on your feet and that effort. Walk when you need to walk. That's fine. Clock's going to be running. We'll still be moving. I want you to still be moving. I want you to be walking. And so you can track your distance and make mental note of what part of the workout you walked. So next time you do it, you try to make that the running portion, or lower the amount of times you're walking and increase the time on your feet that you're running. Now, advanced trainees, today I want you to push it, still fit inside that window, the restriction, I should say, of your MAF heart rate. You don't want to make this a speed workout. You want to see how well you can maintain your heart rate over the next 35 minutes. That's the high-end goal here. Whatever that number is, 180 minus your age. If you looked at your heart rate graph at the end of the workout, like my watch gives me a little graph, little chart, and it shows me the build-up. As we're building up, When we get to the 30-minute window, as best you can, that number should be a straight line. All right, not that you're dead, straight line at 0, but straight line at that MAF heart rate. All right, the little variables, the amount of your ability to limit the variability in your heart rate shows how disciplined and on point you are with this test. Now we're going to start in 30 seconds. Clock is just going to switch over to 30 minutes, and we're going to keep running. No break in between. If you need water, get water, that's fine, but get right back to it. As always, give yourselves form check. The more you can improve your form, keep your form on point, the more efficient you'll be in your running, more power output you can give, faster you can go while giving less effort. 2-1, 30 minutes starts now. Right into the test. Breathing and staying here. We should be around, if you're using the scale 1 to 10, 5, 6, 7 out of 10, somewhere around there. Your heart rate, if you're not there already, try to get there in the next minute or two and maintain. Same thing with the scale 1 to 10, folks. If you can hold a 5 out of 10 the whole time, great. 6 out of 10 the whole time, great. Or even the bottom half of a 7. This pace is your aerobic conversational pace. You should be able to talk the whole time. Still breathing a little heavy, but your strong, controlled pace. If your limit is running a 5K outdoors, like that's your 5K athlete, or you just know in your head that you can run a 5K with relative ease, this is the pace you want to run at, right? That easy pace, not too easy where you're walking. You're not trying to set a crazy PR today, right in the middle. If you're a marathon runner, this is your casual marathon pace. Strong, controlled, but again, we're not trying to set a PR. We're not trying to make this a walk in the park, right in the middle. Trying to limit the variability between efforts. My speed workouts, we go super fast and then bring it to a rest, and you see your heart rate go up and then recover. That's super important for the speed workouts. The aerobic intervals, it's not going up as high, but it goes up and drops. Again, that's important for those aerobic intervals. For this endurance test, we want to stay the same as best we can. Limit the bouncing in the heart rate. Just feel pretty loose now. Shake, stay in there. Put one foot in front of the other. Have some fun. Now, even though this is a test, I still want you to focus on your form. Focus on things that we can improve upon. All right, make this the most efficient test as possible. It's not, again, I'm not going to look at your results. I'm like, oh man, this person didn't work hard, or this person's bad. No, this is just for you to see where you are. A few minutes in, we all should be at that comfortable pace by now. I'm right where I need to be in my heart rate. Hopefully you are as well. Now, if you've done your homework or have heard about the MAF test before, you've heard about a couple different ways to do the test. I'm condensing it as best I can in a 35-minute workout, but traditionally, the other metric you want to use is distance run. So you might have seen a 1.5 mile MAF test on the opposite end of the thing, spectrum, a 3-mile MAF test. We can still get those parameters in this workout. So if you have something that tracks distance like a treadmill or obviously outdoors, try to, on the high end of things, get 3 miles in this 30-minute window. If you're in the beginner or just starting off, 1.5 miles is perfect. And track yourself either every quarter mile after this workout, but every quarter mile or every mile. So for the 3-mile folks out there, every mile at the end of this workout, I want you to look for a couple things. 1, where was your heart rate? And 2, how far did you run? Same thing for the 1.5 mile folks, but since it's a little bit shorter, go every quarter mile. All right, so we can see those adjustments along the way. The unique thing about the MAF test is as you go over the course of this test, you're going to see your pace slightly slow down. That's actually okay. Best case, you stay the same, but what was your heart rate in that first half of the workout? Could have been just a little bit higher. Were you running a little bit too slow? And you could have pushed it a little bit more in the beginning? Or, was it on point? If it's on point, great. But you want to push it just enough in the first mile or so, or first quarter mile, whatever you're running now, where you're at the top end of that aerobic heart rate. And that next mile, quarter mile, is going to be a little bit slower. I don't want you to purposely run slower, but it's naturally going to happen. Same thing with that third mile or last quarter mile or so. Your heart rate should stay the same. Distance and pace will decrease just a little bit. Now, if there's a huge decrease, like let's just say you run an 8-minute mile on mile 1, and mile 2 is a 10 or 11, 12-minute mile, we know you either ran too fast in the beginning or you didn't warm up to that pace. That's why there was no breaks in this workout. We're just going right into it. 5 minutes is enough time to warm up, but for some individuals, you might need a little extra minute or so to get into it. So we're keeping the 35-minute running window as smooth as possible, no breaks. We're 10 minutes, a little more than 10 minutes into this total workout. Feeling good. Give yourself that form check. Head up tall like strings pointing from the top of your head. Head, shoulders down to your hips is in a straight line. Arms just swinging. And again, we're putting one foot in front of the other. That keeps us moving, but bringing tension to every rep. Drive your foot down on the tread or pavement if you're outside. Use your legs as springs. Someone's calling me right now, but that's all right. It's the beauty of smartwatches is, you have all this data, whether it's heart rate or pace or distance, but someone calls you. So I will answer that later. Right now, we're just focusing on the task at hand. Keep driving, keep moving. Now, if you've been with me for the past couple of weeks, we've built up to this moment. Shouldn't feel that challenging to do. If this distance feels super challenging, don't worry, stay with us now. But the best you can, follow the programming in order that I posted, that it's listed, because we make small adjustments every workout to build up to the next workout and workouts months from now. We run off of a 6 to 8 week cycle, so every 6 to 8 weeks we build up. Then we got a little bit of a deload, relax type week. Then we go back down and build up again. The beauty here is as you build up, you get stronger, you get better. Then we go back down to easier distances. You should be running at the same heart rate. That 180 minus your age. Then that number only changes once a year, right? When you're on your birthday, goes down a little bit. But your ability to run faster at that heart rate, if you're following great programming, should increase. That's what we're doing. We're just trying to get more efficient at that same heart rate. We're building our aerobic base. You keep running. I gotta make sure my clock stays on every 10-ish minutes or so. I like to make sure it stays on. One of these days, I'll get a new clock. That day is not today. Again, if you need to walk because your heart rate is bouncing up too high, walk. That's why having a heart rate monitor is super important, because perceived effort, like right now, I've done this long enough and I've trained for a while, tried heart rate. Well, I really know what a 5, 6, 7 out of 10 feels like. I know On my best days, what that feels like, and I know that on my under-recovered days, if I'm sore, not feeling it, that same 6 out of 10 my best day, on my worst day, might feel actually like a 4 out of 10, or even an 8 out of 10, 9 out of 10, right? It's harder to get up to. So off of feeling, you can auto-regulate, but what actually tells you where you are is your heart rate, right? Heart rate takes out the emotion from that workout, that run, that perceived effort, and tells you where you are. You know, if you're under-recovered, that heart rate could spike up much quicker. If you've gotten stronger, gotten faster, you actually need to put in more effort because your heart rate is not going up as high when you gave that same effort you did last week or previous month. That's why, I mean, this is an expensive smartwatch, but $30-$40 gets you a really good chest strap, and you can attach it to your TrueForm or most treadmills to track yourself in real time. Less than 20 minutes here. Shake it out if you need to. Give yourself that form check. What's hurting, what's feeling good, what's not feeling good. Again, you should be able to talk the whole time like I am. Conversate. Breathe in a controlled manner. And run for hours on end at this pace. You know, if we did a threshold workout where we're really pushing it, just for you to visualize something, this pace would only be something to do for an hour. We're not that fast today, but we're close. We're pushing it. We're driving, but probably a pace, if you have the ability to run for 2 hours straight, this is the pace you would run at, right? Leave plenty in the tank, but don't be too conservative, right? It's a play on your abilities. You know, find those limits on either end of the spectrum. Now, if you need to pause and get water, feel free, but still try to push it a little bit. Stay moving, stay walking. My shoulders are a little sore. Do my strength sets. So I gotta shake it out a little bit. Give yourself a little check as well, where you are distance-wise. I'm doing pretty good. I'm aiming for that 3-mile mark today, total for my workout. What are you aiming for? Are you aiming for 3 miles? Could be a little bit more, but we're going to cap it at 3 miles for the goal. Could be a little bit less, could be 2 miles. Could be 1.5 miles, but you should be able to get 1.5 miles in the 35-minute window. And that's a goal, whether that's a run-walk thing or running the whole time. Make you keep running. Make sure we're picking up our feet when we run. It's easy as we get fatigued to, again, just slide that one foot in front of the other. That's fine, right? It's motivation. Just put one foot in front of the other, you'll keep moving. But to really make running pain-free and improve your efficiency in running, dial in the form. It takes more work to do in the short term, but in the long term, it's going to save you, save your body. So knee up, toe up, not as high as we would as we're sprinting, falling into the next step, applying force down to the tread, pavement, wherever you are, using your legs as springs to power yourself forward. When we just shuffle, we can load up our joints a little bit too much, maybe even cause a braking effect in our running where we're moving forward, but there's a little bit of a break before we pick up speed, right? You can think of a tire. You know, I did this as a kid. I've said this before. If you take my other workouts, if you flip a bicycle upside down and you're spinning the back tire and you want to go really, really fast, what do? You slap the backside of the tire so it keeps moving. If you were to reach, grab, and pull every single time, the tire still moves and probably can move pretty fast, but every time you reach, grab, and pull, you slow that tire down just a little bit. Don't slow the tire down. You're the tire. Keep driving, keep moving. 16 minutes. We're in the second half of this workout. Stay here, stay steady. Again, look at your heart rate, look at your distance covered. Split this workout. We got just over 15 minutes, but split it up into 5-minute increments. For the next 5 minutes, I want to average whatever it is, a quarter mile, half mile, 3/4 of a mile if you're on the faster end of things. Great. And then every 5-minute window, reset your brain, zero everything out, do it again. If you can't match it, again, as we talked about, you're not going to be able to match it every single round, but you should get pretty close where the heart rate stays on point, effort's given solid, and you're not dropping off too much. Make sure you're smiling today too. Relax, relax, relax. Relax those fingers, relax the jaw, open up the chest, relax the shoulders, stay moving. The more you tense up, the more that goes down the rest of your body. Right? If you're tense in the shoulders and not swinging from the arm sockets, it can affect the gait on the lower half of your body. Or if you're gritting your teeth, right, and your neck is very tense, giving a little micro, stressors from the top half of your body down to the bottom. We want to stay a little bit loose, in control, but loose. If you watch we're not sprinting now, but if you watch an Olympic level sprinter and you cut their body in half, their legs are moving like a machine, and even their upper body is very moving efficiently and fast, but it's relaxed, right? You watch Usain Bolt, he's smiling the whole way. He's even looking back and watching everybody slower than him. When he's the fastest guy in the world, he can do things like that. But he's very relaxed and in control. Same thing you should do, and myself as well, right? This is the test for myself. Coming up, if you're blocking this off in 5-minute increments, you're blocking the next 3 minutes off to finish before we reset. Break it down into manageable parts as you go for longer runs. Heart rate check for myself. On point. Doing good, feeling good. How about you? Let's go the next 2.5 minutes by ourselves in our own head. I'm here with you, but pretend I'm not here. Hyper-focus internally what you need to work on for the next 2.5 minutes. Here we go. 2 and 1. Quiet time, just you and the pavement or tread in front of you. Smile though. I'm still watching. Another minute by ourselves before we take the last 10 minutes really crush this test. Come on, 1 minute in your head. You versus you. Twenty more. Last few. 2, 1. Keep moving, keep running. Got to reset my clock. Not reset it, but refresh it. Last 10 minutes here. We're doing good. We're feeling good. Keep running, keep moving, keep thinking about form. Smile, relax, stand tall. It's easier to overextend, hyperextend as our trunk weakens, as we get fatigued. The more we can keep this straight line by not only standing tall, but applying force down into the tread. Really not completely locking out our leg, because with endurance running, we don't want to lock out like we would a sprinter. But we want to pull through the hips, all right? And the more we can keep our trunk, core, upper body sturdy, the more power we can put in the ground and use that energy to get us to that next step. If we hyperextend, could be overreaching or even underreaching and trying to reach with our hips and our body, where we want to stay as true as we can, lean, fall into it. 9 minutes here. Check our heart rate. Check your distance. Let's finish strong together. Breathing, breathing, breathing. Go through those checks, form checks. Have a system check. I don't know if any of you folks out there are into either cars or aviation or any kind of mechanics, right? You have a checklist of how to get things going, how to make sure everything in the system is working properly, because it's not just one part of the machine that's doing the work. It's all of them together. Same thing with your body. So it's your head and smile and relax the shoulders, upright torso, foot placement, using your legs as springs, right? Make sure the whole system is working together. That's what we're doing now. 8 minutes left. 2 4-minute quarters, right? Or halves, they say, not quarters. 8 2-minute quarters. No, 4 2-minute quarters. Too much math right here. Breathing, breathing, breathing. This is the part that gets tougher, right? You can be slowing down naturally, but the heart rate should stay the same. Effort is getting elongated. Your foot placement on the ground might be a little bit longer, right? The quicker you can switch your feet, the faster you go. The more ground contact time. A little bit slower, not a bad thing. Just is what it is. So you're on the ground a little bit more. You're calling upon more of the hamstrings and glutes to do the work than you were doing before. So make it efficient. Taking the time. Still have that same form, but just shorten it up a little bit. Breathing, breathing, breathing. Emails on emails, right? Got to block that off when I'm doing work with you guys. Smile on your face. Come on. Give yourself that last little check. For my advanced trainees, good goal is a half mile left, maybe a little more, a little bit less. Beginners, let's get another quarter mile in as best you can before the clock runs out. Breathing, breathing, breathing. Let's go. Another 2 minutes to the 4-minute mark. In our heads, putting one foot in front of the other, but moving like a solid machine. Here we go. Still watching, but internally recognize what improvements need to be made. Looking good. Keep it driving. Keep moving. Come on now. In the home stretch. Another minute by ourselves. Thirty more. Come on. Last 10 by ourselves. Then we finish together. Two, one, you keep moving. We got 4 minutes. Breathe, relax, keep driving. I gotta stop and talk. Stop so I can talk. Related this to you guys. Fatigue is gonna set in. It's here already. Push through, get to the next step, find that extra gear, right? Anyone who's driven a manual car before knows when you reach the end of one gear, you can't go faster, right? The RPMs just keep going up. You need to shift to the next gear to get that extra boost. So you can still stay the speed limit today, stay at that heart rate, but shift to the next gear so you can continue to move fluidly and effortlessly. Let's go. Just over 3 minutes. Finish it, baby. Smile, smile, smile. Let's go, let's go, let's go. 3 minutes. That was less than the time we warmed up today. 0.1% of what we did today. Finish, baby. Heart rate check, form check, mind check. Get your mind right. Finish, baby. Let's go. Breathing, breathing, breathing. 2 1-minute halves. Had to split it up again. 2 1-minute halves, and we're done. Make sure in that next gear, still going the speed limit. Finish strong. Come on now. Do it together. Good form. Smile on that face. Relax. Right? Think about Aaron Rodgers. Relax. Let's go, let's go, let's go. $90 seconds. Time under tension, mentally and physically. That's what we're doing today. Here we go. Last minute, 60 seconds. then we're done. Then go home. Or at least cool it off, recover, get back to everyday life. Put the work in now, put the stress in now. So we got the adaptation coming our way later on. 40 seconds. Less than 30, come on. Run to that finish line, run through that finish line actually. Get us home. 15 left. Five seconds, come on. 3, 2, and 1. Woo! Great job today, even though it's very aerobic, not like a sprinting, anaerobic, really fast, really huffing and puffing. This is still the toughest workout to do. Staying the same, keeping the heart rate the same as best we can. A lot of discipline, a lot of effort, a lot of control. Great work today. Great work today, guys and girls. You know I say guys with a broad range. Look at your stats. If you have a heart rate monitor or your phone is tracking you, look at your heart rate during the 30-minute window as best you can. That heart rate should stay the same. Really not much of a bounce up and down. And you should see, one, how far you ran, but also look at the increments. How far, what was your pace at the quarter-mile mark or half-mile mark? Whatever way you want to split it up and see the difference. All right, it's going to be a little bit less as you go through the workout. That's fine, that's normal. It shouldn't be a huge difference, just a little bit. But the most important thing is, all right, look at the stats, but put them aside, all right? Go immediately into, not now, but later, another day, into the next workout, into the next few workouts, because a month from now, a little bit more, we're going to do this test again, and that's really where we're going to see the improvements, right? Today is just a snapshot of what we're doing today. We want to compare this test, to the one we do down the line, and even the workouts we do along the way. If you have any questions, always here to help you out. Zack_Nagle on Instagram, livetrueform.com. Have a great rest of your day. Peace.